Hi, champions. You are so welcome. I am so sorry for keeping you waiting. I have a full I have a full house. I didn't know today was a holiday, so everybody is at home and it's so noisy, so I had to negotiate to keep the calm so we can have our lives in peace. Yeah, open the door and go. Don't come and disturb, okay? So, hi Joshua, you're welcome. Hi CW Popcorn, what's popping? Hey Joshua, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. I am starting a few minutes after the schedule because I did not realize that today everybody will be at home. They say it's Teachers' Day, and so they are all at home, and so it's so noisy. I had to negotiate with them to keep the noise away. So thank you very much for your patience. I am always so grateful for having you. It's an honor always, and thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up and thanks for the great. So today's topic is how to know yourself. How to know yourself. And on the thumbnail I put, can you introduce yourself? So if somebody were to ask you, who are you? If somebody were to ask you, who are you? Who are you, Mary? Will I just say, my name is Mary, and that will end there? So that's why it's so important to ask some of these questions, because sometimes you think that everything is so simple, but the simplest questions are always so complex. It's so complex to answer the simplest questions. And that's why when you ask yourself, do you really know yourself? Because we know the people around us, we know everything around us, but do we really know ourselves? And that's the question that we set out to answer today, as a reminder, so we can reflect on ourselves. We can reflect on these things. So if they ask you, can you present yourself? Or who are you? Do you really know you? If I ask you, Joshua, do you really know you? Or TW Popcorn, do you really know who you are? Or everyone in the chat and those who are going to watch the replay, if they ask you the question, do you know you? Because if they ask you about, do you know the president of the United States, you will say, oh, I know. I know the president, I know this person, I know that. And you would be asking yourself, I don't know who this person is, but I am going to block the person. Okay, I don't want no trolls on my live stream. So, knowing yourself is about insight into your own character, your values, your beliefs, and understanding your personality, your emotions, and your motives. And when we say you reflect on your thoughts, hi, to be Irish, you are so welcome. Thank you for coming. Today's topic is really interesting because most often we know everybody around us, we know the people around us, but if they were to ask you, to be Irish, do you know you? Do you know yourself? How can you present you? If they were to ask you, do you know to be Irish? Ask yourself. And that's why, thank you so much. Yes, it's good to put them out because we are here to talk about serious things that are building us up and not to be playing around. So I just thought about this topic. We always know everybody around us. You know your children, you know your spouse, you know your colleagues. But if someone were to ask you, do you know who you are? What would be your question? Can you present yourself? Sometimes if they ask me, like before I really went into reflecting into all of these, most often when somebody asks me who is Mary, I just say my name is Mary Ma, I come from Cameroon, and I will really not have much else to add. Meanwhile, it's such a deep question, because when if they ask yep, yep, absolutely. So if they ask me now that who is Mary, I have a whole lot of things to say because I have had the time to reflect on the question. And we have to take time to reflect on ourselves because we have to start with us. Like we say, self love, self care, self compassion. You're starting with you so that you are better prepared to serve or to be a better person for your family, for your colleagues, and for your community. So at first, when somebody said, who are you? I would just say, I am Mary. I am Mary Ma, and I will not have much to say. Meanwhile, knowing yourself is about the insight into your own character. It is about your values. It is about your beliefs. Hi, Emma. Thank you so much for coming. I greatly appreciate you. I am so grateful for you being here. So, today's topic, we are reflecting on how to know yourself. Hey, pleasant morning, Dawn people. It's a pleasure to have you. Today, we are reflecting on how to know yourself. Because why? Because most of the time we know everybody around us, but we don't know who we are. If somebody were to ask you, don't people, who are you? Or Emma, who are you? I bet you would start thinking of, like, you will not go beyond one sentence. I am Emma. I do deco. I am an artist, or I am a creative person. Meanwhile, when you go inside to know your character, your values, your beliefs, your emotions, to know all those things that make you unique, that make you a person. And so next time when they're asking you, who are you, you can be able to better present yourself. To be Ari says, I am me, and it's for those to find. It's always best to portray your best self. Absolutely. But it is always good because remember when they talk about the computer, garbage in, garbage out. If you don't tell your own story, if you don't tell people who you are, it is difficult for them to, like, if anyways they are going to think what they think about you, but it is also your responsibility to tell people who you are. It's not like you are bragging, or you are talking too much. You just want people to know you from your own perspective, from the way you know yourself. Hey Queen, you are so welcome. Deborah, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for always being there. And thank you everyone for being there. Don says, I am a child of God that was made absolutely full of abundance of grace. Amen. Thank you so much. That's beautifully said. And so today, I would just want us to really take a break and be conscious about that question, to reflect about, who am I? Who am I? Not to brag to people, but to just know your character, to know your values, to know your beliefs, to know your emotions, which all of them, like they say in simple terms, self-discovery is important to help you understand your strengths and weaknesses, to determine your values, and to improve your self-awareness and self-esteem. So you are not knowing you because you want to brag about it, but you just want to know who you are so as to serve better. And we are saying that it is a, I am so sorry about those slides. See, when my tech coach is not there, I can't do the slides. The character sizes are so small. I don't know what I was thinking about. I didn't test them. But we are saying that know yourself, and the topic is a guide to self-discovery. And I just want to share a few tips on how to help you to know yourself. And I'm really sorry about the small character sizes. Next time I'm going to do a better job. Oh, I'm going to wait for my tech coach. Laquita, where are you? I am lost. Ah, absolutely, and that's why we have to do it. It's very important. And one of the ways that we can do it is by self-reflection. Self-reflection. And self-reflection is like taking time to reflect on your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. This can help you to identify your values, your beliefs, and your goals. So when you say self-reflection, absolutely, it takes time to know yourself, because why are we always focus mostly on others? We hardly take time for ourselves, and that's why it is so important. Self-care, self-care, taking that time off is really so important. To be Ari says our strength or weaknesses and championing, overcoming, and reflecting as absolutely. I just want to make us to be aware of our environment, be aware of who we are, be aware of the potentials that we have, be aware that our uniqueness is our own superpower. Your being unique is your brand. And you see, all those big brands, how did they start? By giving themselves a name, by reflecting, by thinking about what values they want to show, what are their feelings, what are the actions that they want to take, what are the beliefs that they want to live by. And they started living by, and see, people come and believe in what they believe in. And so we have the opportunity to also build our own brands. And how can we build our brands? We start by knowing who we are. And how can we start by knowing who we are? Self-reflection. Self-reflection will help us to know who we are. We reflect on our thoughts, the feelings, our actions. We identify those values. What are our core values? What is your non-negotiable? What do you want people to really just, when they see you, they know that this person is like this? And that's why it's so important to identify that. You're so welcome, and always remember that you are a resilient champion. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you taking time from work and stopping by. Thank you so much, and have a very beautiful day. And if it wasn't for spiritual messengers who have a drive to encourage others like yourself, thank you so much. I am really happy to serve. I am happy to that I discovered myself. I found out who I was. I found out my unique gifts and what actions I need to take. And I also realized that by entering into my unique gifts, by using my skills, my natural talents, and all of those, I was being an answer to many people's prayers. And that's why it is so important for us to know who we are, to know our values, to know all the beliefs, and to be able to take decisions and make choices that will help us to live more fulfilling lives. When you know who you are and you know what you stand for, it helps you to make decisions and choices that are more fulfilling and that are helpful, because we don't live in isolation and we don't live only for us. Like we say, your taking action is answering somebody else's prayer. And so when we do not take action, prayers are unanswered. Are we going to be liable for the prayers that were not answered because we did not take action? I think we are better than that, and we can do more. And so when you think about self reflection, you also come up with self awareness. Self awareness. Thank you so much for the reminder to be Irish. I greatly, greatly appreciate your love and support. Thank you. Yes, please don't go before you like and share out these lives. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. So, when we are talking about self reflection, it goes with self awareness. How self awareness, pay attention on how you react to different situations, on how you interact with others, which can help you to understand your strengths and your triggers. How do you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your triggers? How do you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your triggers? You understand these by self awareness, by knowing who you are, by paying attention to the way you react to different situations and the way you interact with others. And this helps you to be able to be just a good person, a person that brings value. And when we say you have to self reflect and be self aware, there are so many benefits. And because all of that, when you have this self knowledge, greater self knowledge leads to improved decision making. Like we already said, when you know yourself, thank you so much, whole new perspective. I am so grateful for you taking your time to be here. Thank you so much. And for everyone who is in the chat and those who are going to watch the replay, I greatly appreciate your love and support. And so we are talking and discussing and sharing our experiences around how to know yourself and why it is important for you to know yourself. Absolutely. Self awareness is very important because it helps you to understand and manage your emotions better. And it also helps you, especially to identify your strengths and your weaknesses and to focus on your personal growth. Yes, you have to focus on your personal growth. It is so important. When you talk about focusing on your personal growth, oh, sorry about that. When we talk about focusing on your personal growth, it's made easier when you know who you are, when you know your thoughts, when you know your feelings, when you know the actions that you have to take, when you know the different situations, how you react to them, and when you know how you interact with people. That helps you to be self-aware and guides the kind of decisions and the actions that you take, and which leads to a more fulfilling life. And so there are always great, great, great benefits of Knowing yourself and self-awareness is principal. I have a video I made on knowing yourself, on self-awareness, how you can know yourself with my SWOT analysis. I'm going to put the link on the in the video below this video. But if you go to, I don't want to spare you the trouble to go to all the videos to look for it. But I have a very detailed video how I share the ways and steps you can take to know yourself. And I did an in-depth explanation of the SWOT analysis, how you can analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities around you, and also the threats. Because the threats around you will help you to clarify where you have to focus on. You are not going to just be doing things at random. You are going to be focused on your win. And so when you have the clarity, sometimes you can't really accept the things that you see about yourself, or you don't really know in depth, or it is difficult for you to really assess yourself. And that's why another way to know yourself, ask for feedback. Ask people. Ask for feedback from people you trust and respect, which can help you to gain a different perspective and identify your blind spots. So to know yourself, you can identify some of the things, but what did we say? You have some blind spots. And how can you clarify all of those? By asking for feedback. And from whom? From the people you trust and respect, which means from the people who are there to help you, to build you, and not people at random who are there just to break you down. So you are asking for help from people who are going to build you. You are asking for feedback from people who are helping you to grow. You are asking for feedback from people who you trust. So you are asking for feedback from the people that you trust. Because why? They will give you the authentic information about you. They will tell you how it is, and they will give you constructive criticism. Even if you have blind spots, if there are things that you have to improve about yourself, when you ask for feedback from the people you trust and respect, they give you feedback that will help you to grow. They give you feedback that will really help you to improve. So their feedback is not pejorative, is not to denigrate you, but their feedback from the people who love and respect you is feedback that will help you grow. I know that sometimes asking for feedback is tough, because like they say, the truth is bitter. Because sometimes we don't really want to hear the truth, but it is important to know the truth. And it is important, especially for personal growth, because if you don't have feedback from people, how are you going to improve yourself? But like we say, the feedback should be constructive. Hey, beautiful queen, you're welcome, Frugal Mama. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your love and support. I just love all of you. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. So we are talking, Frugal Mama, today on how to know yourself, because we have realized that we know everybody around us. If you ask Frugal Mama about her kids or her relationships, she will tell you everything you need to know about them. But if you ask Frugal Mama, who are you? Who are you, Frugal Mama? If they ask you that question, can you really? Because sometimes it's not that you don't, it's just that we are not conscious of, and we don't even take the time to reflect on who we are. So today's call for action: take the time to reflect on who you are. Take the time to find out, to be self-aware of yourself, to know yourself. And even when you try to find the things that you know about yourself, sometimes it's not enough you alone. Sometimes it is useful for you to ask for feedback. And we are saying that it is also useful to identify who you're asking feedback from. And the kind of people who ask feedback from are those that you trust and respect. You trust their judgment and you respect them. Because why? They have shown you the value, their value, and they have shown you that they are authentic and that they are trustworthy and that they are there to help build you. And that's why you don't ask for feedback at random, you ask for feedback from the people you trust and respect. Because this is the kind of feedback that's going to help you to grow. It is the kind of feedback that is going to build you. So you are not asking for any kind of, somebody who doesn't know you. You're asking for the people who know you, who trust, who you trust and who you respect. To be Iris says, you know people will be constructive and then some will be hard. I think we need to listen, but not to be offended, as their delivery may be hard, yet the points they made need reflection too. But it's true. Absolutely. And that's why I said asking for feedback can sometimes be tough. Because why? Like they say, the truth is bitter. Because sometimes we don't want people to point out our blind spots, but it is very important. Hey Queen, thank you so much. Gala Night, I am so honored to have you on my live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for the useful reminders. Gail is one moderator of like a superpower moderator. I have another superpower moderator coming in. Hey Queen, I am so blessed. I am really so blessed having you all. It's always an honor for me. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Gail at night. I love you, Queens. I love the work that you do, and I greatly appreciate your love and support. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. So, we are on the journey to discover who we really are. And we are saying that it is so important to know who we are because it helps us to understand our personality, our values, our emotions, and our goals. And it helps us to reflect on the thoughts and actions that we want to take. So all of these things, they help us to be able to know who we are and to make better choices and decisions that help us to live a more fulfilling life. And we were trying to identify a few simple steps that you can use to know yourself. And we said the first thing was self-reflection. Self-reflection, take time to reflect on your thoughts, on your feelings, on your actions, which can help you to identify your values, your beliefs, and your goals. So thank you very much, Queen. So when you are doing all of this, self-reflecting, self-awareness, and all of that, sometimes you can't see your own blind spot. You need an extra eye. And that's why where we were talking about the importance of asking for feedback. But we are also saying that you are not asking for feedback just from any person. You are asking for feedback from the people you trust and respect. Because why? Like Toby Harris says, they are going to give you constructive criticism. They are going to tell you the things that you need to improve in a nice way, in a way that will help you to grow. Hey, I am so happy to have all of you. Hi, Lisby. I hope you're doing fine. I hope all is well with the family now. Thank you so much for taking time to stop by. I greatly appreciate your love and support. We just chilling, listening to some wisdom to keep us. Absolutely. And we are sharing. I'm really always so blessed to have all of you, your feedback, and all of the sharing and everything that we can share together, because life is all about sharing our experiences. And the more the merrier. The more experiences we share, the merrier. So we are saying that asking for feedback is sometimes really not the easiest thing, because we don't want to hear the truth. Because why? They say the truth is bitter, but also the truth is important. So they say, like the Bible says, know the truth and the truth will save you. So when you know the truth, it's not like to be Irish was pointing out. He said sometimes you know people will be constructive, and then some will be hard. Absolutely, some will be hard, and some will even be nasty. But what is your job? To pick the lessons. You are listening to all of these, but you are listening to those that are constructive. And what are the constructive ones? The feedback that will build you, the feedback that will help you to improve and grow. So you are listening to all of that, but you are also picking only the lessons or the things that will help you to grow. So you are not going to listen to any random things that people are saying. You cannot control what they say, but you can select what you want to take action on. You can select what is useful for you, because people will always talk, people will always say things, but you are capable of selecting the ones that are helping you to grow. And that's why feedback is really useful, but you have to focus on the constructive feedback, because that is what you're looking for. You're looking for a way to keep growing. Another tip, like we say, these are just random tips. They are not in any particular order. It's just to help you to really, like, reflection points and thinking points. Practice self-love. And when we talk about practicing self-love, it goes hand in hand with self-compassion. Because when you know yourself, or when you hear all the feedback that they have given you, and they identifying all the blind spots that you have, it's not for you to really, like, just shrink in yourself and say, oh my God, I didn't know that I was that bad. I didn't know that I was like this, or I didn't know that I could be identified with such values, and so on. No, you are practicing self-care because you are practicing self-love, because you are your own best friend. You are your own best friend. Hey, Coach Sherry, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your love and support. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for everything you do. So, we are saying that practicing self love and self compassion is a big step to knowing who you are, because you are not judging yourself. You are looking at yourself from the perspective of the compassion, that you share with other people. I was just I'm really sorry about the noise. It's so noisy here. If you hear me talking and stopping, today is a non-school day. I really did not want to postpone the live stream, but there are lots of people around, running around and talking and playing and just making a lot of noise. So you're going to have some some other people coming into the live stream. Thank you, Coach Sherry. So we are saying practicing self-love because we are so often ready to give out all the love we have to everyone else but to ourselves. What part of the what part of the yeah, I bet if you know the noise by four kids put together on a day that they don't go to school, then you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Quincy's. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. I am so honored to have you. It's always a pleasure to have you in the live stream. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community, for your inspiration, and for taking us along the awareness journey. Because why? Every day, seeing you like that, little by little, some of us are getting more and more prepared to really start doing and imitating you. Ah, thank you so much for understanding. It's you know, I don't have kids and so I'm not really used to noise, but I am learning. I am learning. Sometimes the noise I think is too much, but kids are kids because like the smaller one, the youngest one is 5. You can't just tell a 5-year-old to stop talking and they don't really understand why they should stop talking or why they shouldn't shout or scream when they are doing their games. But that's part of the live stream today. So thank you, Miss Patty. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It's always an honor. So we are reflecting on how to know yourself because it is always difficult for us to present ourselves. If somebody says, "Who are you?" Who is Miss Patty? Who is Coach Sherry? Who is Liz B? Who is Gail at night? And everyone in the chat, where if somebody were to ask you, "Who are you?" Sometimes you just are limited to telling your name and you really don't remember like the values, your beliefs, your emotions, and all the things that make you whole and unique. And so we are saying sometimes it is important to take time to reflect on who we are, the values that we have, and this will help us to identify our strengths and our weaknesses and really identify our goals and the values we want to live by, which would really also help us to live a more fulfilling life. Because sometimes it's good to really identify these things, to be conscious of them. I know that we always are so, we just do things without really being conscious of why we are doing them. And so when we self reflection helps us to really know who we are, what we want to stand for. What do you want people to remember when they hear about your name? Sometimes, what do you want people like when they see you? They just know that you are an embodiment of goodness, of charity, of love, of bringing people together. So you find a way of identifying these things, and then they will help you to make better decisions. Hey, Quincy's, I am so blessed. Thank you so much. London in the house. Thank you so much, Quincy's. I greatly appreciate you. It should be evening where you are. I really appreciate you taking time to stop by. Say me well to your closest neighbor. You know what we call your closest neighbor back home. Thank you so much. So we are reflecting on the importance of knowing yourself, and we are trying to share some of the tips that can help you to know yourself. And we started with self-reflection, the importance of self-reflection, the importance of self-awareness, and the benefits that you get from self-awareness. You know, because self-awareness leads to improve decision making. You know yourself, and when you know yourself, you can do better. Now I am okay. My computer is my internet is acting up, but we are going to have a beautiful live stream. Yes, there is there is Great Britain in the house, and I'm so grateful for you all. And there is all of America, everywhere in America. There's Canada in the house. There are people from Africa, and so I am so grateful. Yes, Coach Sherry, self awareness is key, because when you don't know yourself, you don't understand your emotions, how to manage them, you can't identify your strengths and your weaknesses and all of that. I always say that when you identify your weaknesses, is not to wallow in self pity with them, is to know that these are the things that I am not good at, and this is where I need to ask for help. Absolutely. So you know the things that you need to ask for help. Thank you for the reminder. I have great moderators in the house. Thank you so much. I am really so grateful. Thank you for all the work you do. So it is important to practice self-love, because why? We are so used to giving out all the love, but we don't know that we need it too. We really need the love. We need the self-compassion. Because why? Because when you practice self-love and you are compassionate with yourself, that is when you know your true self. It really helps you to know your true self, because you are loving you like you love your best friend. And then every all the good things, when there is love, all the good things come. All the good things show up when there is love. And that's why it is so important to have self love, practice self love, practice self compassion. Be compassionate with yourself. Don't just pick out the hard things about your life and focus on them. Focus on the happy moments, on the beautiful things that you have, or the beautiful things that you do, and just give yourself that love that you give to everyone else. That will help you to know you better. And so when next time somebody is asking who you are, you will be able to know what to tell them. Another tip is try new things. Yep, we really forget to love ourselves most often, especially the mothers. Mothers have a tendency to give the love to everyone else except themselves, because they are always giving out until they are completely empty. Mothers, keep some love for yourselves. It's not being selfish. You deserve to keep part of that love to yourself. It is not being selfish. Keeping some love for yourself is just making you more ready and more available, and to bring more value to your family. So keep some love for yourself. Keep some love for yourself. Try new things. One of the ways that you really know yourself is when you try new things. Step out of your comfort zone and try new things. This can help you discover new interests and new talents. And sometimes You really don't know how much you Hey Nikki, welcome. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you. So when you sometimes we don't know who we are, yours truly, until or the how many things we can do. Sometimes the things that we thought were so impossible and so complicated, but you set yourself to do them and you find out, oh, this is quite fun, this is quite easy to do. I could do this. I didn't know that I could do this. And then you go out of your comfort zone, you try it, and you see that, oh, look at that. This thing was so nice and it's so doable. And then you tell yourself, oh, really? I could do this. And then you discover new talents. You discover that you have new interests that can help you to grow and to become more fulfilling. I have so many amazing coaches in the chat, and all the amazing people with a lot of experiences. And I put the link in the chat. If you want, anybody who wants to come up and share, you are so welcome. So I have the link in the chat. I will pin it. I will pin it, so anybody who wants to share. Okay, so I pinned it at the top. Anyone who wants to share, you are so welcome. So trying new things. I like when I came when I came to Canada. Of course, the part where I am, it's when it's cold. You guys see all the snow in my videos. When it's winter, we it is really cold. But I also realized that winter or no winter, it doesn't stop people from going out, from doing the things that they like to do, or to go do things. So I live with my younger sister. She has 4 kids. Like I was telling you that sometimes you have the noise that is coming because today is the teachers' day. They don't have school. And so during winter, at first they are so excited. They are going for skateboarding. They are going, and I like, really, who goes out in the weather of -40 or minus. And I would say, and then my sister told me, girl, winter here is going to be 6 long months, and if you're going to be staying home, then good for you. Everybody has snow pants. Take your snow pants, off we go. And that's why we have adequate dressing for every season. So here, the weather does not stop you from doing anything. You just have to adapt your dressing. And I was like, I don't see myself in that snow. But I can tell you that when I went, the first time I had my snow pants and I went, don't, I'm kidding you. I was not skating like the kids, but I had fun. And I was like, really, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. I didn't know that you could go out, like, just have fun. And Nikki is laughing. You can imagine a tropical girl inside the real heart of winter in that snow and in that cold. But all they had to do was, like they said, adapt to the season, dress accordingly, and you will just get going. And because, like she said, imagine that you have to stay and wait for the sunshine in this country. Do you know how long you're going to be waiting for sunshine? Adapt and just do the new things that you, because sometimes it's so much fun that you like. I really did not, one, I didn't imagine that I could go out in that cold. And then two, I didn't imagine that I could really just enjoying it. Oh my God. And you will not believe, I am the one of the people who are always waiting to go and skate. It's so fun. You just make the best out of every season in this place where you are, where I am. You make the best out of every season, and you will just be a happy person, and you will discover new talents, you will discover new things. Go out of your comfort zone. To be Ari says, indeed, we all have life experience, but it never hurts to be encouraged to grow personally and listen to wisdom on a plate. That's so, I am so grateful to know that I serve, and I bring encouragement to a lot of people. Yes, so when you try new things and go out of your comfort zone and try new things, you are going to be surprised and amazed and at the things that you know about yourself. And and that's why they say you will be amazed, because you thought that, no, this is, I can't do this, this is the end of what I can do, until you try new things. Hi, another British citizen in the house. I am so honored today. Thank you, True Mamle, for being here. I hope you're doing fine. A lot of Great Britain in the house. I thank you all for taking the time, instead of chilling in the evening, to take your evening tea or coffee. You took the time to be here. Thank you so much. I am grateful. Absolutely. Girl, I didn't know how to skate too, but like there are different ones, like skateboarding. I really don't know how to roller skate. That do count me out of that. I have not really gone to that extent. But the skateboarding, you have the equipment is really accommodating, and so you don't, and you just slide down the hill, and you are not afraid to fall, or you are not really afraid of, you just fall in the snow. All is you're going to get wet, but you will get up because you have adapted your clothing. Snow pants here is a must, something that you have to buy, whether you like it or not. You need a snow pants because you have to adapt to the weather. Nikki says, go for it, girl, because sometimes it's not only the skating. I'm talking about that one because that is a real, like for me, it was no go, no go. I'm telling you, it can be cold in Calgary. It can really be cold. And I didn't imagine that I could go out in that cold. And like, are you serious? Are you going to stay in the house for 6 months because you are afraid of the cold? You just have to adapt your clothing. That's the only thing that people do around here. You adapt your clothing to the season, and you're good to go. And when I really went out of my comfort zone to start adapting my clothing, I could now go out. Now I really just go out of it without thinking twice. And that's how I got all the snow videos that I put on my channel. You have to go out of your comfort zone and try new things, to continue knowing who you are, to continuing on, like, you would really be amazed at the things that you uncover about yourself. I better. Are you kidding me? Talking about old bones. Don't worry. I think my bones are older than yours and they could stand it. So it's not complicated. It's not very, because once you have your snow pants, I'm telling you, those snow pants are so warm that you don't. Sometimes you're out there playing in the snow and you really are hot. You feel really warm and you are sweating. I can tell you that because I've experienced it. Is as amazing as that. Yes, adapt to your environment. That's We are called every time to adapt to our environment. Oh my God. I am so blessed to have you all here. I am so thankful. Thank you very much. It is an honor to have all of you and for us to just be talking and laughing and discussing. Please, if you want to come up and share anything, you are always welcome. You will be surprised at what your body is capable of doing. And remember, we are resilient champions because just imagine the times that things happen to you and you thought that, oh my God, it can't be worse than this. I don't know if I'm going to survive this. And you survived and you are here today. And so it is possible. I remember snow pants like that growing up. I grew up in the, I'm telling you, Coach Sherry, if you live in Calgary, I don't want to talk about when you live in other parts of Canada, you know that the cold there is another level. I'm just talking about Calgary, that is even considered to be a normal place. I'm talking about normal with temperatures that go as low as below 40. If you live here, you don't have one or two snow pants. You have a variety of snow pants because that is an integral part of your dressing during winter. You need it and you have, when once you have it, you are good to go. There is only one thing about the cold, that's to get out of it. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, once you brave it and get out of it, you are good to go. Lucky you. I believe the last time we, whoa, see, this is so good, and that's the beauty of creation. I was in, when I was living in Spain, I was telling my sister, when I was living in Spain, that we also had a few winters. Sometimes the whole winter season we don't have any snowfall. And I was telling my sister that in Spain, where I was living in the north of Spain, which is considered the most cold part of Spain, when the temperatures were like below 5 or 6, below, like it's not below, I don't even talk about below, when they had temperatures of 6 degrees Celsius, I'm not saying below, I'm saying 6 degrees Celsius. They tell children to stay at home, don't come to school today, it's really cold. And then I come here and they have -30, -35, and children are going to school. And I asked my sister, what kind of country is this? And my sister said, but if they have a whole month like that, do you want the children to stay home the whole month? They have to go to school. So they have adapted their lifestyle to their weather, and they are going like there's no problem. And if you have to live here, you have to. Absolutely. Winters are just miserable in UK. I know, I can tell you because but we can make them really lovely by going out of our comfort zone and trying new things, and we will be amazed. Just adapt your dressing and you will be good to go. Guys say, I've never been to Canada. Absolutely. But it's so beautiful now, Gail. If you don't want any cold, you can come now. It's so beautiful. It's hot. And I can tell you, it's so hot that sometimes you really like, oh my God, it's so hot. And that's it. Climate change is extremely cold, it's extremely hot. Nikki says we get some snow here in Maryland, but not like the, yep, absolutely. We come to Calgary. That's the most common commodity we have. We can share with you. If they say we may get 2 inches, they close. Absolutely, absolutely, Coach Sherry. That's not the case here. If you are going to have 35 inches of snow, girl, you better get your long boots and get out there, because nothing is going to be waiting for you. How far are you from Niagara Falls? I don't know. I am in Calgary. Calgary is in Alberta. I think it's a little far, but you could go. We could go by car, I think. I'll check that out. There are so many amazing places to visit in Alberta that I've not finished visiting them to start going out. But Niagara Falls is definitely one of my to go places. So I'm so happy with all the experiences you're sharing, because all of these are the new things, and to show each other that it is possible to try new things. Oh, look, somebody is cooking chicken dal curry with some. Wow. See, now he's cooking something yum yum. I bet some of us have not eaten chicken curry. What is paratha bread? To be Irish, what's that? Can you tell us what your paratha bread is? Is it the normal, you use the normal wheat, or is it some special ingredients? Yes, in the south, especially if we just get a little snow dust, we shut the whole town down. Absolutely, we never prepare the road because it's rare. People from the north laugh at us. I know that, Gail. I know that because I had the experience between Spain and Canada, and I was like, these guys, they don't know what they are saying. People to go out. But I'm telling you, when you start going out like that, you get used to it. Oh, okay, fried bread made with, okay, with ghee. Okay. See, those are some of the new recipes that we need to try out, and I think it's always a good thing to try out new recipes and new food. So try new things. Either it's the food, either you're traveling to places that you don't, you've never been there. To be Irish, Gail is asking, is it like flatbread? So try new things and you will be amazed at what you will discover. The new interests, new talents, even the new recipes, the new things that you will discover about yourself. And that is part of trying to know who you are. But in all of that, set boundaries, identify your limits, and communicate them to others. And this is just to help you to build healthy relationships and prioritizing your needs. Okay, it's famous in Malaysia called roti canai dev. Okay, I don't know what that is, but those are the new things that we learn and that we will find out. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you, Gail, for asking him to clarify more. Trying new things expands your vocabulary and gives you things to have more in common with others. Absolutely. And thank God for the internet and for the lockdown, because this is one of the greatest advantages we had from the lockdown, because it made us to come online to meet so many people from so many different places. Look at our live stream. How many of you are here from different places, sharing your different experiences, sharing your different knowledge and all of that? So we are really sorry for the people who did not make it through the pandemic. But one of the things that helped us is to really come online, grow a global community, and learn so many different things. And now we are seeing that we have a lot of things in common with so many people. And we are knowing so many people, we are knowing so many countries. Look at that. To be Irish has just shared a new recipe with us, and we are having a lot of exchange and a lot of learning. No worries, just the name is enough. We can, Google is our best friend, and we will get the recipe. Thank you so much. People from the north say they wake up early to shove their car out of the snow so they can get to work. That can't be me. I here I if you live in Canada, you Gail at night, if you live in Canada, you will learn how to shove snow, because that is part of the winter life. Absolutely. You have to learn. Yes, we learn to utilize the internet to communicate and build friendships online. And I can tell you that a lot of the friendships that we have built online are so strong, are so helpful. They are helping us to grow and to build us. So it's a big blessing. That's good. When you live in so many different countries, you also have a broad mind. You've learned about, you met a lot of people, you've seen their cultures, their lifestyles, and you understand them better. And you know that at the end of the day, all of us are the same. Thank you so much, Nikki. You take care to have a very productive week. Thank you for always being there. Ah, okay. That's good. Especially when your father was working and you were traveling. That's good. No, you don't have to stay where you are, Gail. You can visit, like I said, you can visit Canada now during the spring, the summer, and even up to the autumn. Parts of Canada, because I can tell you that if, if you go to if you go further north, Gail, you're going to still meet the snow now. So come to this side and have you good sunshine. You go to the Rocky Mountains. We have a lot of natural parks here, and so it's always good. Ah, yep, everybody talking to everybody and sharing experiences. So we are saying that to know yourself also helps you to set boundaries. And setting boundaries is just identifying your limits and communicating them to others. Or just knowing that I am not going to go beyond this limit, because I have to prioritize myself and I have to build healthy relationships. So you are building healthy relationships because your priority is to protect your peace, is to protect yourself. And so when you know yourself, it's easy for you to set those boundaries that will help you to protect yourself. And of course, when you are looking for that self and you are really wanting to know yourself, you are just out to embrace your uniqueness, accepting and celebrating your individuality. And this helps you to build your self confidence and helps you to live an authentic life. So all of these things that all the steps that we have shared today, they are not like a they are not a hard and fast rule that you have to you must, it's not a must that you follow all of them, but they are the steps that can help you to know yourself. And we are saying that knowing yourself is essential for you to make informed choices and take informed action. Those are the actions and the choices that will help you to live a fulfilling life. To be Ari says he traveled to Ireland, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Gibraltar, Spain, England, Oman, and Malaysia. That's a whole variety of places to to visit. Oh, Gail, you see, you visited Saudi Arabia and Qatar. I know that those are very hot climates, but you also have to visit the places that are cold to also enjoy the cold. And I would really would love to visit Saudi Arabia. That's really like, I'm really always so fascinated about all those. We used to, when we were growing up, we had this storybook they called the Arabian Nights, and all the amazing stories about Saudi Arabia. So I would really love to visit. Okay. Ah. But also, I think when you are living in America, you visiting all those different states is almost like visiting different countries. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. When you visit different states, it's like you're, so I think it's like you're visiting different countries. You see, like Gail said, where she was, there was no snow. And then Coach Sherry said she grew up where there was snow, and then now, so you see there are different climates and different places. So visiting is always good. Even if you can't visit out of your country, you can visit within your country and know your country. Hey, Queen, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. You are so appreciated. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Today, we were talking about how to know yourself, and we shared some tips on how to really get self aware, how to reflect on yourself, and how to just know who you are so that it can help you to live, to make better choices and live a more fulfilling life. Oh, I can imagine. Gay says the beach in Saudi Arabia is beautiful. Hmm. Yep. I watched the sunrise and it was breathtaking. Absolutely. See, like Coach Sherry, even without going out of the country, she has visited, or she has lived in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, California, Missouri, Louisiana, North Carolina, and Virginia. All of those have their own different peculiarities and uniqueness that make you look like, it seems as if you are in a different country. You are just out of your zone, and you are in different places and experiencing different things. And I bet you have different types of food in all those different places. So when you travel, like they say, that's the greatest learning. Absolutely. See, it's like all of us are just here sharing our experiences and learning from each other. Hmm. See, so you got to be more really a real good Christian, having seen all those places. Coach Sherry is asking, is the sun hot in Saudi Arabia? Haha. If to be Irish said you can fry an egg on the tarmac, it means the tarmac is hot. But on the sand, I don't know, because there's the water there. I don't know. Living in New Orleans was definitely like a different country. See? Absolutely. Hey, Alimatu, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. See, there's even Alimatu, you are in Qatar or you are in Saudi Arabia? Alimatu should be in Qatar or in Saudi Arabia, one of those places. That's where she's living. So we have a big international house today. Hey, sweet Dre. Hi, Queen. You're so welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, now you have the answer to your question, Coach Sherry. The sun is burning during midday. So, oh, okay. Alimatu lives in Kuwait. In Kuwait. Sorry, my bad. I I know that it's in one of those neighboring countries. Sorry, sorry. Charge it to my head and not to my heart. So you see, we have Kuwait in the house. And so all of that's the beauty of the internet. In one live stream, we have people who have so many different experiences. I'm telling you, Alimatu lives in Kuwait and she has an amazing channel sharing her life in Kuwait. And also, please, let's connect with each other. If you are some people in the chat you are not connected with, please let's connect with each other. This is a blessing that we have people from everywhere in this live stream. Please connect with each other and let's continue sharing love. Let's continue knowing ourselves. Let's continue learning and knowing ourselves. Gail said, I went in November and Saudi Arabia was hot, but not uncomfortable, even with, okay. And what's with your abaya? Can you really tell us more about that? I am lost. Everybody is talking to everybody. Oh, and that's the beauty of, the beauty of climates is during the whole year they have different climates in different places, and you can visit. You can decide on your visit depending on the kind of weather that you want to experience. You see Texas in the house. It's an international live stream today. So I was saying that Alimatu lives in Kuwait and she is a powerhouse of information, sharing all that knowledge. And then we have people who have lived in so many different countries, to be Irish. And then we have Gayla Knight, who has visited all those countries. Alimata say night is not easy. Today it was 3 degrees, very hot. I wanted to go out and below, but I couldn't stand the heat. Absolutely. I know what you're saying. I was working in Senegal as a communications and networking officer for an NGO with with offices worldwide, and I was coordinating communication for an international session that had to come to Senegal. So I was sending out information, practical guides on so they can prepare to come for the trip. And then in one of the communications, I told them, please, it will be cold weather. Come with warm clothes because we will be between 25 and 30 degrees. You see, I'm talking about this because Alimatu says it was 43 degrees. Sometimes in Senegal, we are always between from 40 degrees upwards. So when we say it's 25 degrees, it's cold weather for us. And so when I send that mail, you see, imagine a global network, and I send that kind of mail. It didn't cross my mind to even think about other people have different climates. I just send a mail, and God knows, within 10 minutes, I got more than 100 emails from different countries with predominantly one question: Mary, how do you measure the degrees Celsius in Senegal? Because if you say 30 degrees is cold, and so Alimatu will understand with me that when we say we are 30 degrees or 25 degrees, we call it in those places cold weather. And imagine me talking to somebody coming from Canada with weathers of minus 40 degrees and telling them that. And so they were asking me, do you measure your temperature in different degrees, or is it the same degree Celsius that we use universally? And I was, oh my God, that's when I realized that I could have checked, or I could have just modified the sentence about cold weather and coming with warm clothes. And one of them said, if I even with normal clothes on 30 degrees, I will be melting in the streets. And I was like, so it's like that. In some places you get it so hot, in some places it's so cold. But the good thing is the weather is not stagnant every day. At least some seasons, with the change of seasons, you have different weather, you have different climate, and then you can adapt accordingly. Okay, Gail was explaining. Ah, okay, okay, okay. I understand. Thank you so much. So if I'm going to visit Saudi Arabia, I have to think about to wearing an abaya. Where for Alimatu, it's not a problem. She's used to wearing it. And so, Alimatu, Coach Sherry is asking you, how do you keep your device cool when filming out in the heat? Does it does it affect your? Oh, okay, okay. She answered, Coach, I normally vlog in the evening. That time the weather. Okay, okay, okay. Coach Sherry, I hope you got your answer. Okay, that's what I'm the sorry, my bad. I'm the one who is behind in the chat because I'm busy telling stories. Yep, you visit home at that time in future, you'll be running around in shorts and t-shirt, and people will think you are mad until you're absolutely. Thank you so much, sweet Ree. I am so blessed. The chat is so interesting. We are going to roll out very soon. I don't want to keep you for the whole day, but I am so blessed and I am so thankful. Please don't forget to connect with each other. It's always a blessing to meet new people, to know each other, and to grow together. Oh my God, it's so interesting. Absolutely. I'm telling you, it's so sometimes you think that you have seen all the kind of weather until you know how other people live. And all of that, you just adapt your clothing. I know that because sometimes it's difficult to really just adapt, like we are saying. But when you know what clothes to wear, it really helps. But also, when you know when to go out, like to be Iris was saying, you don't go at in Saudi Arabia, you don't go out in the tarmac at midday, because that's when the sun is at its hottest. So you know your environment, and then you know how to navigate it, and you know how to live there, and that will help you to enjoy your environment very well. Yep, absolutely. So I want to really thank every one of you. Let's continue to reflect about how are we, how who am I? If they ask me, can I introduce myself? I should be able to know who I am. I should be able to really describe myself in so many ways. And but before I can describe myself in so many ways, I have to know myself. I have to know my strengths. I have to know my weaknesses. Knowing my weaknesses, not to lament over them, but to know where I need help at. And then I have to know my beliefs. I have to know my values. I have to know my non negotiables. What are the values that I am ready to live by, that I'm not ready to negotiate for anything? because I want that to be my brand. I want that when people think about me, that is what they see. And so those are the things that help you when you know yourself. And we shared tips on how to know yourself. You self-reflection, self-awareness. Like I said, I have a video that helps you to do a SWOT analysis. I'll leave it in the description below this video. A SWOT analysis that helps you to analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities around you, and the threats. You are analyzing the opportunities around you so as to seize them for your own advantage and grow. And then you are analyzing the threats around you so as not to waste your time on things that are out of your sphere of control and influence, and not to waste your time on things that do not help you to grow. And most importantly, when you know all of this, absolutely, Coach Sherry, it's very important and it's really helpful. Yep, we are so adaptable, and it's much easier when you know who you are. It's really more helpful. So I really want to thank you, all my resilient champions, and to remind you, you are not a failure because you failed at some things at some point. We are all a work in progress, and there is always room for improvement. And remember, each time you are starting new, because when they say when you are challenged, look for the lesson and give yourself 1,000 second chances. Hit that reset button. Each time you are starting over, you have a lot of lessons from your past experiences or from other people's experiences to help you to do better and bounce back better. And your job every time is to be a better person every new day than you were the day before. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you all. I am so grateful to you all. I am so thankful to you all. And I want to wish all of us a very productive week. Thank you so much for everybody who is still in the chat, for those who are in the bushes walking, and especially for all those who are going to watch the replay. You are all loved, you are all appreciated, and you are all celebrated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Gail, for putting Alimatu's link in the chat. I am so grateful for all the new links that we have. Please, I'm going to leave the chat live so we can get all the people that we don't have. It's always a pleasure to connect and grow together. Remember, further together. So thank you so much. I'm going to leave the stream on, and so we can continue to connect. Have a beautiful day. Always remember, you are a resilient champion.